It's a very common scenario. You're in a relationship with somebody and you figure out eventually, or maybe after they dump you, that they have an avoidant attachment style, either a fearful avoidance style or a dismissive avoidance style. But either way, avoidance, especially dismissive avoidance, fear losing their independence more than anything else. And they will absolutely dump you at the first sign of any kind of needy behavior. And even if you're not really being needy or clingy or smothering, they probably saw you that way. And their knee-jerk go-to reaction is to dump you. And if you did get dumped by an avoidant, you absolutely need to go into no contact immediately if you haven't already. That way you're not initiating contact for any reason. And that includes stalking them on social, and it absolutely includes looking at their Facebook or Instagram stories, because your name will show up on a list of people who are viewing those, and that will make you look like a stalker. And there's absolutely no way an avoidant will begin to circle back around to you and consider reconciling if they still see you as needy and clingy and smothering and controlling. And so stalking on social or continuing to reach out occasionally definitely will amplify that fear. But even if it seems like they're totally moved on, that isn't always the case, because avoidants struggle to communicate directly, especially when we're talking about deep emotional feelings. And they might appear completely indifferent while secretly monitoring your every move. So in this video, we're looking at the 7 clear signs that your avoidant ex is still obsessed with your life. So let's talk about it. And with all of the signs that I'm about to go over, what we're looking for here is a change in their behavior. We're looking for them to be doing something differently than how they behaved during the relationship and immediately after the breakup. If they've always done things a certain way, then there's nothing new going on here and it's not significant. Sign number 1, they view your stories within minutes of posting. So you may be posting stories on Facebook and or Instagram, and maybe you're noticing that their name is almost always at the very top of the list of people who are viewing your stories. And maybe they're not even really active on social media much. Maybe they're not actually posting that much on theirs, but they're always looking at your stories. That was definitely the case with an ex that I had. They almost never posted anything, but they looked at every single story I posted every single day. And what this tells you, of course, is that not only are they frequently on social media, because they may not know exactly when you're going to be posting stories, but they're actively looking for it all throughout the day. And it shows you that they are prioritizing you and what you're posting as a way of staying connected to you kind of discreetly. Sign number 2, they like old posts and photos. They're actively on your profiles and they're scrolling down into your timeline history and liking things that you posted a long time ago. Why is this significant? Because it's not just your stuff coming across their feed randomly. They are actively having to go to your profile and then scroll down and find things that they didn't like previously. And they may even be liking or engaging with things that don't have anything to do with them or the relationship. Maybe you're also getting the notifications of their engagement at odd times, maybe late at night. And the time of day or night is significant because oftentimes late at night, that's when people might be out with friends, they might be out on a date, or they might be out with a significant other. So if they're just at home alone, scrolling on social media and stalking your pages, that tells you that you are very important to them and that you are top of mind. Sign number 3, they gather intelligence through mutual friends. Your mutual friends are telling you that your ex is regularly bringing your name up in conversation. Now, this is going to be more likely with the fearful avoidant than with the dismissive avoidant. The dismissive avoidant might do this a little bit, but probably just with one really trusted friend, and they're going to be very nonchalant about it, kind of discreet, and not wildly emotional about it. Because remember, the fearful avoidant switches to more of an anxious attachment style when their primary partner pulls away, and that includes you going no contact after they dump you. So now the fearful avoidant is very anxiety-ridden and very emotionally unstable and kind of volatile. So they're going to be wildly all over the place. But either way, they might be asking questions about your life, what's going on at work, what's going on with your mental health, are you dating anybody new, or are you even in a new full-fledged relationship? They want to know. And they're remembering specific details that your mutual friends are mentioning to them, and then they're referencing those details later. Real quick, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and then smash that subscribe button too. It's a great way to say thank you to me for taking the time to make this video, and it helps me grow my channel, and I really appreciate you taking the time to do that. Sign number 4, they copy your interests and your activities. They start taking up activities that they know you're interested in, or maybe new activities that they've noticed on social that you're doing now. And they never used to be interested in these things before, but now it seems like they're all about it. Or maybe they go to places that they notice on social that you've recently visited. Or they're suddenly developing an interest in topics that you're interested in. If they notice a flurry of political posts on your social, now all of a sudden they're about that same thing. And this mimicking behavior just kind of shows you that they're using your life as a template for their own. Sign number 5, they're maintaining connections with your inner circle. Many times after a breakup, it's not uncommon for friend groups to kind of splinter, certain friends to drift away from certain people, and it's also not uncommon for exes to distance themselves from their former partner's family. But you may have noticed recently that your ex is rekindling a lot of these relationships, including relationships with some of your family members. And maybe they're following these people now on social media and regularly engaging with their content. Or maybe they're showing up at events where family members or mutual friends mentioned that you might be. And they're doing that even though they know it could potentially be a little awkward. And they're kind of preserving multiple sources of information about you and your life. Now, I do want to caution you, if you do go somewhere and you do see them, it's okay to smile and wave if they do that to you first, but absolutely do not go over to them and start talking to them. If they want to talk to you, make them come to you. They did the dumping, remember? Sign number 6, they create reasons to stay in your digital space. You've noticed that they haven't unfollowed you or unfriended you or blocked you on social. And if they had done those things in the past, especially on some place like Instagram, where they can unfollow or follow back again, and it doesn't necessarily require any action from you, unless you have your privacy settings set that way. But you've noticed that they're taking a more active role in your social media than they had been. Maybe they still have photos of you on their social media, and maybe you're still tagged in them. Maybe you have shared digital subscriptions, and they haven't gotten rid of those or changed the password or given you the boot from that. And essentially, they're maintaining a lot of different ways they can access information about you discreetly without you necessarily even noticing. And they're choosing to maintain this connection rather than just have a clean break. And if they do happen to have photos of you or the two of you together still on their social media, that is huge. Because if they were actively looking for the next great love of their life, they wouldn't want photos of you hanging around on their social media. And sign number 7, they react strongly to changes in your life. You're noticing that if you're posting something significant on social especially, or even something that you've mentioned to mutual friends, that they're having a dramatic response to it, usually on their social. Like, for example, if you posted a picture of yourself out on a date with somebody, they may have posted something dramatic on their page, not necessarily referencing what you posted, but definitely in response to that as a reaction. And that may trigger an increase in the frequency that they're posting on social, or it may lead to them sharing big announcements and big changes in their life. And they weren't sharing that kind of stuff before. Mutual friends may be reporting back to you that your ex appears agitated if they hear about life changes going on with you that are really positive that don't include them, especially things regarding a new relationship or maybe a career change that might take you to a new city. Now, dismissive avoidance will mostly be focused on posting about their own life and their own success, and they aren't going to be posting strong reactions to anything going on with you. But fearful avoidance, of course, are going to be much more volatile, much more all over the place, and will be showing much more obviously emotional reactions. And all of this, if you're seeing a lot of these clues and a lot of these signals, is telling you that your ex is still kind of obsessed with you. They kind of don't want to break that connection. They aren't really ready to let you go fully yet. But that also doesn't necessarily mean they want reconciliation. So you absolutely need to stay in no contact, even if you're seeing all 7 of these signs. Stay in no contact until they reach out to you directly and indicate that they want to see you. Then make a date with them in the evening, ideally at your place, and make it happen. Remember, I do offer one-on-one coaching if that can help you. That can be in the form of a phone call, a Zoom session, or you can simply email me your problem and I'll record a custom video just like this one and get it back to you within a couple of weekdays. If you want more info on that, it's down in the description or on this card right up here. But let me know your story about what's going on with you and your ex down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.